Hello and welcome to Top of the World. Some of the video you're about to watch might not make an awful lot of sense, and that's because there's about 6 or 7 hours of filming that's been deleted because it didn't lead to anything. I did spend an awful lot of time rooking round finding where the bear was bedding down. Do I think all this could be connected with the helicopter we saw, the police helicopter in the last video? Yeah, it could be. Has this particular bear come down off the mountain because it feels safer around here or in his hole than I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, if it doesn't make any sense, I apologise. It's probably not as exciting or as creative as some of mine. This is just raining. I mean, it's just... Anyway, I don't start all that again. He's off again soon as we've only just arrived back. And anyway, you'll see plenty of that going on in the video. That being said, off to the action. It's been a few days since we went looking for the bear, and I've done a few things. But yesterday, because of the way that Casper was in the yard, I decided to make it really uncomfortable for him, and it was a job that needed doing, and I went and cut down all the brush and the trees, the small trees, just so I had a better viewpoint and to make it a little bit more uncomfortable. The job with the well and all the wood we cut down, which was here ready for processing, well, I started it yesterday and I cut it all up. Do I want to confront this thing? No, I don't. So those things, those people that know me, I don't fear anything except sharks and bears. So I've made inroads into this, cutting back. See the way his tail is bent over? Did he cross up there? He's looking in the right way. Where is it? Where is it? I can't have it here. I've got to... It's really easy for me to go and get a man and he'll come and do the necessary, but I'd just rather move it back into the forest. Yeah, that's where we're at. Must have come from over here. You can see where I'm stood. Don't turn your back. You can see where I was stood and where it crossed. Now, it either went off up there or it went into here. I don't know. I just don't know. There is something over there as well. Come here. Come. Come on. Come. Fuck that. No, we're not doing that. Casper, come. Nay, come. Come. He's actually on the trail inside there. I've just seen it. I've just seen this. Oh, yeah, bees. Come. Come. No, leave it. Yeah, he knows. He knows all too well. And this is what he's been like all morning. Every time I turn my back, he's prancing out to the end of the yard here. Anyway, we're going to set the camera up. What was I doing? My only concern was it was going to circle round and approach me from behind, because you can see the way the split is set up. I've had my back to this. and this area right there, right where there, that's where it took that deer or ate that deer. So I'm going to assume it's the same bear. Even though up till this point, other than bear scat, we found no physical evidence whatsoever. He's gone exactly where, oh, I can smell it. I can smell the bear. Right, for those that don't know what a bear smells like, it smells putrid. Ripe. You can see how close we are. The back of my place is just there. Strong. He ain't found nothing because he'd be yipping, that high pitched yip. That's the noise he'd make when he's on the trail. When he spots something. When he spots something. What's this? There we go. You can see the yellow of my place right there, where 300 feet from my back door. Ah, that's bear. Now, I don't know how big that is. Bear is. I need a footprint. I do. See that? What's that? What's this? What's this here? Smell it. Yeah. Good boy. Oh, like a hole in the head right just now. Really? I'd rather it just disappear off up the mountain. I'm not quite sure why it's here. There's no real source of food here. It's because it's only got a small fire wearing much shorter lengths than we normally have to cut up into. Yesterday, I filled these 2 sacks, so I don't have any more. This is all I have, which is a shame. So now we're straight into the bucket and a raw delivery on the floor. That's where I am with that. But you can see I've got my back to this here. Do I think some kind of bear attack is imminent? No, I don't. But, oh, that tire's come off the rim. That's a new wheel. I put that on yesterday. So these are the, I had 2 of these original wheels. The plastic wheel broke. I won't tell you where I got that from. Anyway, it's gone down and come off the rim. Pumped up really well. Anyway, I'm not sure I should have my back to that, but that's looking a mess there, isn't it? I really need to tidy that up. That's where we dug all that out from over there to put that trailer port in. Yeah. Oh no, he's yeah, we're watching you. I need to crack on, I do. We can't be spending too much of my time thinking about this. So, that's my first sighting. My last sighting of a bear was April was it, when we was up in the mountains and he had a confrontation as they woke up. But here in the village, whilst I've seen scat and prints, that's my first actual sighting of a bear in the village. And we're at the far end of the village. It's not very often you see him on such a heightened state of alert, so I'm assuming I've just sped up that splitting. There were no incidents. But to fill that bucket, that was an hour and 25 minutes of recording. And the whole time he sat just there. So he can see me and he can see the entrance and he can see the bank behind me. And there's been no incidences, albeit he's on a heightened state. What I haven't seen him do today, which I've seen him do over the last couple of days, is stand in the middle of the yard and sniff the air. We've got our predominant wind back, which is a north wind. It's a very, very light breeze, as you can see. Today is the 1st of September. If we're going to exclude last year, because last year was an unusual year, but if the previous years are anything to go by, we could well have the snow on the ground in 6 weeks. And I've still got that well job to finish. I'm waiting on parts coming from Germany for that. Oh, it's an eagle. There it is. That is an eagle from the other side of the river. Flying the thermals. See the tail. It's okay. Easy up. Easy up. Come. Good boy. You'll notice it's do you know it's kind of sad that dogs don't live a lot longer, because he's into his own now, and I've learned which types of barks and yips mean what. I think we can say the threat level has passed. So that's cleared up that mess. And I've kind of stacked everything in there for the moment because we're into another few days of just torrential rain. You know, I'm so grateful I managed to get this done because the rain we've had, all my timber would have been spoiled. Anyway, it hasn't been. Looking through the window in there, you can see we've got the tall room light on and working because I've got power to this building, and we've got one of the lights in here working at this end. We've got another 2 to fit. I think that's the next job on my list of things to do. I've got many things on my list, but that's a job we can do now and test those before I unplug this building. And the reason I've got to unplug this building is because I've got a cable stretched across the surface because I've got no way of digging it into the ground, which I can't continue. Yeah, I know a lot of people with a lot of things, but I don't know anybody with an excavator. So anyway, so at the moment we've got a cable running from there across to here and under here. We've got some wires twisted together there. So this thick cable, this is the one that goes all the way down the main beam to the other end where the fuse box is. It's got to go another section or 2 so I can run directly from that corner there underground under here and come up about where those green boxes are, which is about 2 sections further down than where we're at, so I can take it directly straight across, and then we continue building until we hit that, and that means that everything I have is now undercover. Okay, are we going to get any of that done before the snow hits? Unlikely, really unlikely. And my other thing it's just bothered me is I wanted to get that building over in the corner. I mean, it's a good build for next year, but I wanted to get it done this year because I've got some things laying around I want here in the yard. But now, of course, it's more pressed because of the red tractor and the forest trailer, which I didn't have at the beginning of this year. It was some weird set of miracle circumstances laid out before me, presumably by God himself. That's where I'm going with it. Has he helped me before? Yeah, he has. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but he's put his hand out as a stepping stone for me a few times. Anywho, you know, that's going to have to sit out over winter, and there's nothing I can do about it. And the reason that my older one here has no rust and this one has rust is because the yellow one has spent most of its life inside. Certainly since the 80s, it's lived there or under there, but it's been in this yard since the 80s. So, and it's a 1963. It would have been quite new when it came here, and it's been undercover, and I keep it undercover the whole time. You know, as soon as I finish using it, I park it. The red one's been in the forest probably most of its life, and I want to get it in the barn so that I can do the rest of the renovation to it and then paint it and finish it. Right, what are we doing now? Lights, that's it. Let's do some lights. Yeah. So this light I put up here, these are old lights. This light has been in the furnace room ever since I've owned this building, and it was probably there for 30, 40, 50 years before. Up on some, I think they used it for cleaning the furnace because the lights in there were really bad. Anyway, so that's an old sensor light that broke, and that's an old sensor light that broke, and I've basically taken the sensors off and just wired them. I need a bulb for that. So when I switched these lights on last night, not only did the sensor light, the little LED one there, work, but this came on and this came on, and we've got more light in the yard now than that single pole ever put out, and I'm not finished with lights yet. So for those of you who've been around a while, you know that I'm ploughing this yard. Well, this plunges into darkness for 3 months of the year. So okay, lights, coffee. Let's do coffee, then we do lights. Now remember, children, safety first. Step ladder, divers vest, all of that, and some more. Don't forget to measure so you get everything exactly right. I suppose before you start touching cables, it's also a good idea to check that you turn the power off. Check that they work first. There we go. Try not to do rocket science. Now I'm wondering whether I should turn that end one. Yep, not going to be able to live with that. There we go. That's much better. Now I can live with it. Let's take a look further back. Oh yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay, that concludes our lights then. Yeah, I think that's quite good. That's 4 cube out of here, so it's going to be time to set fire to that. So now spend the next 8 months walking around in dimly lit building with my head torch on, because darkness has arrived. It'll be like this for another 8 months, and everything has stripped fluorescent, as you know. We just can't afford to switch the lights on just to pass through like we are now on our bedtime walk. And the reason I'm taking you on our bedtime walk for the first time is so that we can have a look at the lights on the outside. That's interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, the sensor light works. I've left the power plugged into this so that we can see all our lights. So we do our internals first, because they should be quite spectacular. do our internals. Oh Christ, yes. There you go. Never in my life did I thought this was going to be possible. Wow, there you go. And we're going to need those, as we saw, going into the winter. That's enough light. That's plenty of light. Okay. Now I want to show you what I've done with all these old sensor lights. And what a difference that makes. Switch those off. Incoming. We can switch them on as well now. Look at that. We've never had light like this out here. I know I've got a lot of new subscribers, but there's plenty of video footage out there of me scrabbling around in the dark out here for a long time. Our winter's exceedingly long. Anyway, we have light now. Enough light. That one in the middle, that's amazing, that is. And that's been sat up on some old bits of wood over the furnace on the pipes. Wow, for years. Years and years and years and years. Had a plug on the end of it. I reckon they used to plug it in when they used to clean out the old furnace. Anyway, now we've got to enter bear territory. Here we go again. I've never been in here when it's been dark either. Ah, look at that. That's loads of light. Wow. Okay. I think we're all good. From the well site today. First of all, we've got some good fittings on here, which I think we can get off. But I'm wondering, I know the motor is US. I'm wondering if we can save the impeller itself and the casings. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Let's turn all these big lights off. That's enough to scare the living bejesus out of most people. Anyway, I'm very comfortable in that lot. Expect a few of you have wondered how we're doing in here. Oh look, there's more of those lights. So remember we did the upgrade. There was a single old light fitting over there. Well, that massive light that you've just seen used to sit up on top of here. And it was always there. Anyway, there's more of these square LEDs. Why have I got these everywhere? Well, oh, do I want to mention the company? It's the Jungle Company. Right, they came to Sweden and you can get these LED lights. They're the cheapest LED lights you could possibly even, and they're amazing. Anyway, is the furnace alight? Yes, it is. Heating's on. I come down here to show you how we're getting stuck in our wood. I know, we need to put another light on. There we go, it's coming, it's starting to fill up, look. Oh look, there's my birthday present. Right, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should look up the video. How was the new cage done? Well, for my new subscribers, there's a whole video on this room and what it was like before and everything I did to it, and then made this steel chute out of an old diesel heating tank. Changed my life. Anyway, so we was just up the top of there, and yeah, we're starting to fill up nicely now, and eventually we'll be filled up and all the way to the door. There's a kindling pole, There's my fire lighters. Do we need to empty this? No, I did only do it a few hours ago. Okay. I don't know how we managed for the years we did with before I bought that. I ended the video there. That was quite a long video. Thank you all for sticking with me. If you've seen all the way to the end, I appreciate it a lot. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the content. Feel free to make a comment. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.